Keystone species. Otter, meaning of keystone species. In nature, everything is connected, but some connections are stronger than others. Imagine an entire ecosystem held together by just one animal. If that species disappears, the entire balance unravels. This isn't just theory, it's happening right now. And one of the most surprising guardians of our oceans? The sea otter. In this video, we explore the keystone species otter, unraveling the deeper meaning of keystone species and why one small mammal plays such an enormous role in the survival of our planet. Whether you're a wildlife enthusiast, a curious learner, or someone who simply loves the wonders of nature, this journey will give you a deeper appreciation for how much depends on even the smallest creature. Keystone species definition, why they matter. Nature isn't just beautiful, it's brilliantly engineered. Each species in an ecosystem plays a role, but some roles are critical. These are known as keystone species. Think of them as the keystone in an ancient stone arch. Remove it, and everything collapses. A keystone species, by definition, is one whose presence or absence dramatically affects the structure and health of its entire ecosystem. Unlike dominant species, which are simply numerous, or foundation species, which create habitat, a keystone species acts like nature's quiet architect. It maintains balance by regulating populations, shaping vegetation, or creating safe spaces for others to thrive. One powerful example is the gray wolf. When removed from Yellowstone National Park, deer populations exploded, overgrazing the land and altering river paths. Only when wolves returned did the park begin to recover. Similarly, starfish, often overlooked, prevent mussels from taking over intertidal zones. The loss of these keystone species triggers what's called a trophic cascade, a chain reaction of imbalance. As we explore the role of the sea otter, keep in mind this central idea. Defining a keystone species isn't about size or fame. It's about impact. In the case of the otter, its role is both unexpected and essential. Otter keystone species, guardians of the kelp forest. Now, let's dive beneath the surface, literally. Along the coast of the Pacific Ocean lie vast underwater forests made not of trees but of giant kelp. These forests are lush, oxygen-rich, and teeming with life. And guarding them? The sea otter. Why is the sea otter a keystone species? The answer lies in their appetite. Sea urchins, if left unchecked, can devour entire kelp forests by eating through their roots. But sea otters love to eat sea urchins. They dive, crack open urchins on their chests using stones, and keep their populations in check. Without otters, these underwater forests would vanish, turning vibrant ecosystems into barren seascapes. Visualize it. Where otters thrive, the ocean dances. Fish find shelter. Birds nest along the coast, and even carbon dioxide is absorbed through kelp growth, helping fight climate change. But in areas where otters have disappeared, the seafloor becomes lifeless, stripped bare by urchins. The emotional bond humans feel toward otters, their playful nature, the way they float holding hands, makes their ecological importance even more powerful. It's not just a cute animal, it's a guardian of ocean health. The otter keystone species is a quiet hero, reminding us that strength doesn't always look like size, it looks like impact. What happens when a keystone species disappears? When a keystone species vanishes, the consequences are visible and devastating. This chapter invites us to reflect on real-world stories of ecological unraveling, where the absence of one species reshaped entire environments. Take the case of wolves in Yellowstone once more. Their absence led to unchecked deer grazing, which stripped riverbanks of vegetation. The rivers changed course. Birds lost nesting grounds. Beavers disappeared. The return of wolves restored that balance. Now consider the keystone species, otter. In parts of Alaska and Canada where sea otters were hunted nearly to extinction, sea urchins surged. Kelp forests disappeared, and with them, hundreds of species lost their habitat. This wasn't just a loss of plants, it was a collapse of an entire marine world. These are not isolated events. From coral reefs losing balance without herbivorous fish, to forests suffering without seed-spreading birds, each story is a reminder that example keystone species hold ecosystems together in ways we rarely see until it's too late. The silence of a barren reef or the emptiness of an overgrazed forest tells a story we must not ignore. But this story doesn't have to end in loss. When we understand the meaning of keystone species, we begin to understand how to protect them, and in turn, ourselves. How you can help sea otters and other keystone species. Knowledge alone isn't enough. The real power lies in what we do with it. If you've ever wondered how one person can make a difference, this chapter is for you. Protecting keystone species like the sea otter starts with awareness, but it continues with action. Supporting marine protected areas ensures that otters have safe habitats. Simple choices like reducing single-use plastics directly protect the waters these animals call home. You can also donate to organizations that rescue and rehabilitate sea otters orphaned by oil spills or habitat loss. These centers provide care but also education, helping more people understand what are keystone species and why they matter. Teaching children about the role of animals in the ecosystem creates lifelong stewards of the earth. And something as simple as sharing this video helps spread the message. Every view, every comment, every conversation makes the ripple larger. In the end, the sea otter doesn't just teach us about ecosystems. It reminds us that the smallest actions, like floating on a kelp bed or cracking open a sea urchin, can have the largest impact. Key takeaways. Keystone species are the invisible engineers of our natural world. From wolves to starfish to sea otters, their presence sustains balance, biodiversity, and beauty. The keystone species otter shows us how one small predator can protect an entire underwater forest, and how easily that forest can collapse without it. Understanding the meaning of keystone species changes how we see nature. It turns the sea otter from a cute creature into a symbol of ecological strength. These stories remind us that every animal, no matter how playful or quiet, can hold together the fabric of life. Our role? To listen, learn, and protect. If this story brought you a sense of wonder, clarity, or calm, we invite you to stay connected with more peaceful discoveries from the wild. Every animal has a story, and here we tell them with care. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more inspiring journeys into the natural world. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like to let us know. It helps more people discover the hidden beauty of keystone species and the delicate balance of our ecosystems. Share this with a friend or family member who would love the quiet magic of animals and the wisdom of nature. Together we can learn to see the world more gently, one story at a time. Thank you for watching.